بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على سيد الأنبياء والمرسلين اللهم علمنا ما ينفعنا وانفعنا بما تعلمنا وزدنا بفضلك علما وتعليما إنك على كل شيء قدير. The name Umar ibn al-Aziz may ring a bell for many of us. He was of the early Muslims and he was a Khalifa for about 2 years. And he was in a time when there was a lot of corruption, and he shined like a star in that darkness. And we're now going to see the reason for that. We're going to find his great-grandmother. Is either his grandmother or his great-grandmother, different narrations exactly of it. So at the time of Sayyidina Umar, there was a woman. And she was heard speaking to her daughter. Now, who heard her? So the answer is that Sayyidina Umar was very careful about he took the matter of the Khilafah, of looking after Ummah very seriously, and he would go out during the day, during the night, and find out what's going on. So he was once very, very tired and leaning against a wall, and he overheard the conversation of a lady speaking to her daughter. So the context of this whole narration is Sayyidina Umar fulfilling his responsibility as a ruler and caring about the people, looking to see what's going on. So he heard this lady say to her daughter, go and mix some water into that liquid yogurt. What is liquid yogurt? It's yogurt basically that is liquid. It's called laban in Arabic, and laban could be solid or could also be liquid, but you could add water to it. Okay, you could add water to it to make it more liquid, right? And basically like water down the wine, like dilute it, right? So then obviously you're going to be able to sell more because it will be by volume or by weight, and so you have more weight there for a cheaper price. So this wasn't for personal use, this was to be sold. Her daughter said, but Mama, don't you know what the leader of the faithful, Umar ibn Khattab, said today? Right? She said, he had an herald announced that liquid yogurt should not be mixed with water. This is a corruption that Sayyidina Umar saw was happening and said this is not fair. People should be able to buy quality products, not that are diluted with other things, and so he forbade it. What did her mother say? Right? And this, subhanAllah, reminds us, though it shouldn't do, it should be the other way around, of Matilda, right? Everybody remembers the clip from Matilda, Daddy, you're a crook. This was way before Matilda and Daddy, you're a crook scene. But anyway, he said, don't worry about it. Go and mix some water into that liquid yogurt. You are in a place where neither Umar nor his herald can see you. In reality, Sayyidina Umar was leaning against a wall and he wasn't eavesdropping, but just happened to hear all of this. So then what did he do? Is he told his right-hand man that was with him, said, remember this place, we're going to come back tomorrow, we're going to try and find out what's going on here. Now, when the mother told this to her daughter, she said, I could never obey him publicly, but disobey him privately. I.e., for you, he's a ruler that can be circumvented. For me, he is standing in the stead of the Messenger of Allah, who is standing in the stead of Allah. So Sayyidina Umar, to me, his command is a spiritual command, is a meaningful command. So I'm not going to break it. So what happened then? Sayyidina Umar came back the next day and they asked what's going on. They said, listen, this lady, the mother, she doesn't have a husband, nobody can support her. So she's in financial situations. And the daughter, no father to support her, they were struggling. So what did Sayyidina Umar do? Sayyidina Umar, he was old. He went and spoke to his sons and said, listen guys, I'm not interested in getting married, obviously. You are. Who would like to marry this lady? Because this young lady is so amazing that should be married, Right? This is how Sayyidina Umar is thinking, is that number one, we should look after her. Number two, she is a very deeply religious woman who understands this despite the environment that she's in and despite the need that they're in. She understands where she is. She's on planet Earth, and this is a test, and this is how you respond to the test. So he asks one son, says, no, I'm already married, this, that, etc. Until he marries. He eventually, one of his sons, Asim, marries her, and they have children. So Ibn al-Jawzi, he says, she had a daughter with Asim, Sayyidina Umar's son. And that daughter gave birth to whom? To Umar ibn al-Aziz. Then Ibn al-Jawzi makes the point, he says, that's the kind of lineage that makes ulama. That's the kind of lineage that makes ulama. So it is of the barakah and the taqwa of these people that they produce people like Umar ibn al-Aziz. Right? And so, yes, we are responsible for our own actions, yes, true. But to a great extent, there is a cumulative effect of people making very difficult decisions for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and that barakah knocks on the next generation, etc. And you have this snowball effect of good, and sometimes a snowball effect of bad. And so with Sayyidina Umar ibn Abdul Aziz, we see the snowball effect of good in his lineage. وصلى الله على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم.